is time to take the next step on your journey.
I'm not going to be the Dragon Warrior anymore?
You will advance to spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace.
Inner peace. Inner peace.
Keep your surf off my turf!
Dinner, please. Dinner with peas in a sesame soy glaze. This is not working at all.
After years of complacency, Po, the Dragon Warrior, the Kung Fu Panda, must choose his successor. Meanwhile, a shape-shifting chameleon can conjure up villains from Po's past and attempts to take control as a mischievous new fox accompanies Po on his mission to fight the chameleon. Hey everyone, welcome back to Clubhouse Movies Podcast. I'm your host, Marc Rubalcaba, joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda. Today we'll be reviewing Kung Fu Panda 4, directed by Mike Mitchell and Stephanie Stein. All right, so this movie happened. Now,
yeah, I was very surprised that a fart. Wow, we just saw the trailers. that part 4 was even happening. When I saw it, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be into this, even though I've watched 1 through 3 very many times.
I was the other way around. I'm like, wow, they're on 4 now. Like, whatever. Like, I could vaguely remember 1. And then here's the funny thing about the things that I remember about 1, which was that Angelina Jolie, Lucy Liu, and Jackie Chan and Seth Rogen were all in 1. And it was part of an ensemble, right?
Now, an ensemble cast. Forgot about that.
What was missing from this one? Angelina Jolie, Jackie Chan, Lucy Liu, and Seth Rogen.
Yeah, I think so they got Seth. I mean, they were there in spirit. We'll say. I think we only got Seth Rogen's voice to reprise itself.
I saw that in the credits, but like I can't replace him. I don't know when he was there.
He showed up for like a split second as the Mantis. I think it was like toward the end or something like that. Like, because the whole team was missing, right? They wrote this so expertly that they made the entire team go on a mission.
They were out on a mission that we don't know about. And okay. So I'll start off by saying this was entertaining. There were a few laugh-out moments, but the problem is I can't remember them, and I was halfway asleep when it happened.
Listen, I will defend you. I was the same way. I enjoyed this movie, and I was laughing at the times you were supposed to laugh, and the only reason I know I was laughing on time was because everyone around me was also laughing, and they were all adults. Yeah, I had my kids with me.
And I also saw it at the weird little theater that I haven't been to since I saw Crank 2 with you, or Expendables. Remember, like back in the day? But you know, I have to say they did fix up that theater a bit. So the screen is nice, but the seats are still kind of ghetto. So like I could smell the dude next to me. He smelled like old microwave lasagna. So that was no fun. Yeah,
that's so acutely a disgusting smell.
It is. It smells like old microwaved lasagna. You got to put that shit in the toaster oven to bring it back to life.
It literally is sadness.
Yeah, stir fry that. But anyway,
crack an egg on it. I don't know.
There were fun nods to it, but then I started thinking about, as I was writing the synopsis, like I said, I was half asleep. Yeah, I realized that this movie bookends the 1995 Mortal Kombat. Now, if you've ever seen...
Please tell me how that happens. I can't... The last time I saw Mortal Kombat was probably the year after it released on VHS.
Okay. I'm sorry, but okay. Spoiler alert here and there, but you know it's Kung Fu Panda. We're not.
Believe me, you're not spoiling it for me.
Yeah, the what's it called? Darth Vader is Luke Skywalker's father. Hint, hint. Spoiler alert. Anyway, that's the big one. Yeah. We got that out of the way. Now, so Mortal Kombat. If you remember, I remember it very vividly because Mortal Kombat 1995 is the bomb. It starts with Shang Tsung, who, as we know, is a shapeshifter, fighting Liu Kang's little brother.
Oh, right.
And that is the instigating fight that starts this movie off. Now we go back to Kung Fu Panda.
Dude, what if in the room they're like Mortal Kombat, Kung Fu Panda? But
here's the thing though. The instigating fight was a villain from the past coming back to fight and starting the whole thing over. It was a shapeshifter starting the whole thing over. right?
Yeah.
Now,
Look at that.
I only found that bookend once I realized the ending to the movie is the complete same ending as Mortal Kombat, where Liu Kang had to go fight Shang Tsung, the shapeshifter, who was able to conjure up all the spirits of the past, and they came out in the big fighting arena, and they all came up out of the ground, and they were spinning and everything.
I remember.
Face your worst enemy,
man,
then face
for
yourself.
a guy who said that you were not going to be able to remember any of this movie, you are killing it right now.
But dude, it was the shot for shot, the exact same ending as Mortal Kombat fighting the shapeshifter.
That is awesome.
Okay, well, anyway.
That is awesome. Now I want to rewatch this movie. I really hope it comes out on streaming really soon.
Yeah, so that.
Oh man, that was good.
I don't know.
I mean, but it is funny. I mean, Jack Black, like for me, I mean, this movie came out in not this one. This one came out in 2024, but the original came out in 2008. I remember watching that in theaters. A grown man, me, not in any kind of schooling or anything. I got off of work that day, and I'm like, you know what? This movie sounds great.
To think if I could run into grown man me from 2008, I would tell him some things.
Yeah, I'd punch me in the face.
Dude, get up. Start working.
Like, go take a chill pill and relax, buddy. What are you doing in here?
Yeah, man. Go.
But dude,
yeah.
2008 me, that's so long ago, dude. That is almost 20 years ago, man.
At least 1995 me was enjoying Mortal Kombat, and I could remember that as one of my favorite movies.
1995 me was enjoying like whatever life was.
Yeah. Okay. So as you may or may not know, Jack Black is the titular Kung Fu Panda. And
he's reprised his role.
Goodness. And I feel like some of the things that I liked about the original and some of the things that made Kung Fu Panda charming were missing from this. One was the ensemble cast.
Okay.
And then the other one was people not expecting the Dragon Warrior to be this fat panda. Because in this world, the world just seems to have accepted him as their champion. He is their Superman. And the movie
but he is regional. You forget that.
Oh, yeah, he's regional.
He is a regional superhero.
Even though they say he's a regional superhero, the whole thing did come into fruition because he was who he was. So people
are like, "Oh no, you are who you say you are."
It's just a lot of people who don't.
He is the real Slim Shady.
Yeah, who don't read the news. Let's say, who don't know who the Kung Fu Panda is. Like, you know.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I think for me watching it, I was like, maybe because I haven't seen the second and third one in a while, and I most recently saw the first one.
Yeah,
I felt like it just tied in so well. Like they could have maybe skipped all those other movies and just filled us in with some random background. You know,
previously on Kung Fu Panda.
Yeah, essentially, they could have done that for parts 2 and 3, and I would have been like, "This is great. This is perfect." But no, I was watching it and I was actually enjoying it, and it may have been that I had a gigantic IC in my hand and a bucket of never-ending popcorn. It was a thing.
What took me a minute was I couldn't quite figure out who his dads were. Because I remember the stork was his normal, his adopted dad, and then I totally forgot Bryan Cranston was his real dad.
Yeah,
and I remember him being
dad.
Yeah, and I remember
scaredy cat.
Yeah, and I remember hearing that he was like the story to either the 3 or the 2. But I honestly don't remember those whatsoever.
I don't remember. I think I want to say that was 3. I have to look it up now. I have to look it up.
I think it was 3 just because that's when Breaking Bad had just ended and everyone was on that Bryan Cranston train. So he was in everything.
Yeah.
But also,
Bryan Cranston, Kung Fu Panda 3. Yep.
Yeah, I told you.
Nice.
And then Dustin Hoffman was his sensei.
Yeah. Shifu.
Yeah. So as it turns out, after defeating some other kaiju, he returns home. Kung Fu Panda returns home at the Paradise Valley or whatever it's called, where there's pigs everywhere. He comes home a hero, but it turns out he must pick his successor, right?
That's the whole sub shtick to this movie is he needs a successor, not just we already know that he has to fight someone who he isn't aware of just yet, but he is being told in the underlying plot that he has to find a successor.
Yeah. And as we know, Shang Tsung has already kicked the plot into gear.
I was like, who?
Shang Tsung the Chameleon. Yeah. From what I hear, that song is like the most copywritten song in the world, and everyone tries to like clone it in on YouTube, but like they get like roundhouse kicked fast by.
Oh, I'm sure, man.
Yeah.
Whoever came up with that one is keeping that one tight.
Yeah, the greatest theme song of all time. But anyway, by the way, we'll talk about it later. So he must pick a successor. They've had some montages of him fighting kung fu people.
Yeah.
And then the fox played by Awkwafina.
Which, by the way, completely caught me off guard because I watched 0 trailers and looked up everything on this movie didn't look up anything rather prior to watching it. So when I heard her voice, I'm like, wait a minute.
That's Awkwafina. I know that siren song anywhere.
I know that song anywhere. Oh,
it's like
that's good.
Okay, so here's the thing. I also saw the new Little Mermaid where she also plays the seagull.
Oh, don't remind me.
Okay, so
God, that was horrible.
I've determined Awkwafina is now the Gilbert Gottfried of our generation. You know, I just imagine her going,
yeah,
flack.
Now you're giving Disney ideas. They're going to do another live action of freaking Aladdin, or they're going to reanimate it and they're going to use her as Iago.
They're going to do a second live action one. Who played Iago in this one? It couldn't have been Gilbert Gottfried.
I don't think they had one.
Yeah, you might be right. Maybe he got canceled.
I don't know if they did. Yeah,
oh, yeah, Gilbert Gottfried did get canceled before he died. That's why they had to change his voice out. So they didn't even include him. But anyway, yeah. So you know, maybe Hollywood toned down the Awkwafina a bit, or you know what? Give her a serious role. I want to see her win an Oscar. Let's put it that way. I want to see Awkwafina's acting chops.
Oh man.
We'll get to there one of these days. But what's her real name? You ever Google like what her real name is?
Oh, hey, Iago actually did appear in the live action, but he was voiced by Alan Tudyk, whose birthday I think was today.
Happy birthday, Alan Tudyk.
Happy birthday, Alan, the man of many voices. Let's see.
I am Alec Tudyk.
Awkwafina.
I heard
her name is actually Nora Loom.
Nora Loom. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know which one to stick with.
I know.
Nora Loom. Okay.
Man.
The more you know.
We'll just call her Awkwafina. Whatever.
Yeah. So she's the fox.
Aquafresca. There we go. We'll give her a little Latin twist on there.
Aquafanta. Other Coca-Cola products. You know what's the funny thing about actual Awkwafina? They add just a little bit of sodium for taste. And for some reason, that always rubs me the wrong way.
Yeah, that bothers me. It's
put some salt in your water. Salty water.
Hey, you guys love hydration, right? Let me help you out real quick.
Let's put some salt
in electrolytes.
Yeah. So she plays Zen the Fox, who raids the temple. And okay, there was a laugh out moment where he's like, "Oh my God, that's the vase of souls! I keep breaking that." And it's all jacked up.
It's all broken. It's like, why is it all messed up? He's like, I may have dropped it.
Yeah,
once or twice.
Yeah, so he drops it again, and then he goes, "Whoa!"
You're gonna pay for that.
Yeah, they're all gasping the whole time. They're almost falling. They're like, "Ooh!"
Yeah, so that was pretty funny. And I also
that was pretty good.
Need to say, I don't know if he acquired this in the second or third one, but he also has this like this yin yang staff that's very important.
Oh no! He's got a walking stick. What are you gonna do? Stroll me to death?
This stick is not for the strolling. It's the staff of wisdom.
The Dragon Warrior is gonna be mad when he finds out you took his stick.
I am the Dragon Warrior.
To the story.
Oh yeah,
souls or
he
something.
acquired that one from the Master.
Yeah, it looks like the Riddler's staff that he would like spin around and like hit people with in Batman Forever.
It really is.
Yeah.
So and real quick, I'm looking at it right now. It kind of looks like a stormtrooper with his face smashed in.
Who?
Looking at the staff.
Oh.
I'm looking at a picture of the staff right now. I'm like, if you don't look at it as yin and yang, it looks like a stormtrooper like caught off axis.
Here.
Smushed in.
Let's cut to. Let's do a smash cut.
Looks like a hard-boiled egg, man.
Never gets old. Dude, here's the thing. Like, I've eaten shit like that guy before. Like at some point in my life, I wasn't dressed like a stormtrooper though. I'll give him. I'll have that much dignity. But I know I've eaten shit like that guy before in my life. But the worst part is like everyone coming to help you. So like, all I want, like if I were a stormtrooper guy, I would kick everything around me just away, just walk away and act like it never happened. I don't want anyone talking to me.
Put my helmet on and I'm gone, man.
Yeah, whoops.
Imperial march myself right out of there.
The funny thing is that that suit probably saved his life.
I know, man. Could have broken a few ribs on that fall, man.
Everything that like fell off of him would have been like a body part.
Dude, he fell so hard, man. How do you fall that hard? He gained some real momentum, man.
And he was probably like walking down the stairs like, all right, that's enough for that record scratch. So yeah, apparently the staff looks like a stormtrooper with his head caved in.
Man,
now we know how it
good.
happened.
All right, well, back to the movie.
Okay.
The movie at large here.
Okay, so here, this movie is a lot of like, come here, back there, come here, back there, come here, back there, come here, back there. So
hold on, I swear my mic is it's slowly falling down. And
we
I have to keep adjusting myself or I'm slowly falling down.
We call that Jose's disease. That went away after Jose disappeared.
Jeez, all right.
So anyway, so someone comes and lets them know that the tiger played by Ian McShane has come back from the dead, come back from the soul world, and terrorized their city once more.
Yeah. Tai Lung.
So it turns out that the fox knows about this and how to find him and what's going on, and it's a chameleon who's doing everything. Which, by the way, way to spoil the villain is Shang Tsung very early on. Like in Mortal Kombat, you knew.
She said it, and I was like, wow, that was the fastest reveal ever.
It's actually a shapeshifter. Oh, okay. No bois moment. Which actually,
so why she knows.
Which actually, exactly. Which actually did spoil the reveal because there was a Joker meets Mafia scene that we've seen a million times where the Mafia like why should we give you control of the Mafia? Well, clearly, like this is.
You want to see a trick?
Yeah, I want to see my magic trick. Literally.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
and she does magic.
She does her magic trick, her magic shape-shifting Shang Tsung ability.
Crazy.
Yeah. So she does that, and then she takes control of the Mafia. There. And then Poe decides he's got to go fight this shapeshifter, and he brings the fox with her, who was just in prison for trying to steal that stuff. And by the way, at that moment, you're like, oh, she's going to be the successor. Like, blah.
Yeah, immediately.
Spoiler alert. Now they should have had two red herrings, but no, there was just one, and man, it was a salmon.
It was right there, like a peacock.
Yeah, so they move, and then that's when I think they go into one of my. Like I say, this is I'm gonna say I liked this movie, but it was just kind of like it just kind of happened really quickly. But they enter the Star Wars Den of Scum and Villainy bar, which in this
yes, as soon as they entered it, I was like, hey, Star Wars, where's the music?
Which is on the precipice of it's on a ship, like a shipwrecked ship, I believe.
Yeah. I was like, is this Olga's Cantina?
Yeah. That's halfway tipping over a mountain. And then they somehow mess everything up over there. Oh, that was the other thing that made me laugh was that stupid bird. The captain. Like I could barely remember this bird captain who had like it was a pelican with a fish in its mouth. Yeah, and they're talking to the fish and the pelican. Who are we talking to? The fish or the pelican?
Yeah, and the fish was voiced by Ronnie Chang.
Yeah, and I just remember that interaction and all the fights that ensued with the in the thing, and then it fell over. But it didn't fall over yet. But they managed to escape with the pelican, who took them to the city of shadiness, where they never heard of Po the Kung Fu Panda. But apparently the fox is wanted everywhere. Okay, so here's the deal. I kind of fell asleep at some of this part because I know they went to another den of scum and villainy. That's where the crazy rabbits were.
They went underground. Yeah, with a baby. The baby rabbits that say violence tickles their tummy.
Yeah, and Kehui Quinn Ouroboros played another crime lord.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and,
Ouroboros.
Yeah, and they were trying to enlist these people, but I don't know why they didn't join them this time. I forget.
Whoa, his name is Han in that thing? I was like, is that a nod to Han Solo, aka Indiana Jones?
Touche. Indiana Jones. Yeah, Han Solo.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, right. So then they go to the palace of the chameleon, where there's just like some fighting going on. We find out that Zen the fox is actually double-crossed double-crossed Po. So he gets thrown in jail. Meanwhile, while all this is happening, Po's dads, they're following him. They're trying to reach him for some reason.
Yeah, they couldn't decide who was going to go and just try to find him, so they both decided we're going to go. And they have their own little shenanigans that happen.
Yeah.
They're pretty funny.
They have their own Beavis and Butthead show where they just do stuff, and then they go to the first shipwreck place of scum and villainy, and they actually bring it down somehow. I guess they mentioned the Kung Fu Panda.
Shift their weight.
They shift their weight. Kung Fu Panda loses his staff, and Shang Tsung is able to use all the souls now against full Shang Tsung mode, and brings all the all the villains,
all the previous defeated villains from the last 3 movies. I guess they all show up.
Yeah, we only hear from Ian McShane, who's got that big smoky voice. It sounds like a pirate whenever he talks. He's Blackbeard the pirate for the Pirates of the Caribbean.
And I was like, where's Keanu?
Well, yeah. Here we are at the Continental Hotel. Nobody fights at the Continental Hotel. Apparently it happens all the time, though, at the Continental Hotel.
Pretty good.
Yeah, the Continental Hotel.
Oh, man.
He blew up my Continental. I know.
He blew up my hotel.
So then Zen Zen the fox becomes good. They bring back all the scum and villainy, led by Ouroboros, to fight the day. They fight Shang Tsung in the outworld like they did in Mortal Kombat, and he fights all the souls.
Yeah.
And at the end, he turns into himself. She turns into Po the Kung Fu Panda.
And he says the line from the trailer, "I'm gonna kick my butt."
Time to kick my butt.
You finally met your match, chameleon.
We're not so different, you and
Face yourself.
Skadoosh. Stand back. I'm gonna kick my butt.
Just like that.
Which was pretty funny. I will say it didn't, there was some hijinks here and there throughout this. The movie wasn't long. There was, the fight scenes were fun to watch, but they weren't very intense. There was a lot more running in this movie than there was actually fighting.
Yeah, and if you watch the trailer, there's a good fart joke there, and I kind of remember that. And there were some laugh out moments that I remember laughing and thinking, ha. And if I wasn't
just not memorable enough to remember why you lauged, though, right?
That's the sad part.
At least for me,
all I can remember was old microwave lasagna or spaghetti or some sort of scabby pasta dish.
It's stuck in your brain, man.
I know, right? It's funny. They updated the theater, but they didn't update the seats, so it's still in those grimy old seats. But I'll tell you what.
You got to come wearing a waterproof poncho.
Oh, $5 Tuesdays. Not bad.
That's not bad.
I know.
It's a lot cheaper than what I paid.
Yeah. But it was fun. I just try to think, they beat Shang Tsung. Then the fox becomes the in training.
So we skipped the horror part. So they beat the bad guys. They beat the headmistress bad guy, played by Viola Davis, which I think we just glossed over. It's the chameleon. Nothing fancy there.
Yeah, Viola Davis played the chameleon, aka Shang Tsung, in this movie.
Yeah, aka Shang Tsung. But yeah, so they beat her, and then they end up opening the portal to return all the bad guys to their I guess the dead realm.
Yeah,
whatever
just
we're
like,
gonna call
just
it,
like
the shadow realm.
just like the end of Mortal Kombat, where the portal opened
Yeah.
and they all flew into it like a toilet bowl, and then
Except this one, they went in like willingly, and Tai Lung obviously was like, "You have my respect." What is it? What is his name? Panda Warrior?
Yeah.
Shadow Warrior?
just like
Ninja Warrior?
just like Mortal Kombat, by the way, when Liu Kang met his brother and they said, "I missed you, brother. I shall see you," and then they went in the portal willingly. Anyway, shot for
That was a Mortal Kombat.
that was a Mortal Kombat. Yeah. So what's her face? So Zen is the new
Yeah.
Dragon Warrior. What do they call him?
Oh, Dragon Warrior. Yes,
Dragon-
that's what it's calling. I was
Dragon-
calling it a Ninja Dragon Panda.
Ninja Dragon. By the way, I really think that I think it kind of happened maybe in the first one, but or they just kind of glossed over it. But like, didn't he learn like not kung fu, but like drunken boxing and like sumo?
I think he learned a lot of different fighting styles. I think that's the whole point of the Dragon Warriors, to be a kung fu master for all the foos, you know?
Yeah. So now
Not those Los Angeles foos, but, you know, kung foos.
yeah, Los Angeles Foos. I think I saw him breakdancing at the Hollywood and Highlands
Oh,
Mall.
man. He was wearing high white socks.
I was at Santa Monica Pier the other day, and some dude was playing violin, and then some like person pulled out his camera to record him. He's like, he stopped there. He's no. No recording. No recording.
How else do you get famous, sir? You want to become viral? Let somebody record you.
That's
You
true.
ain't getting my dollar.
Yeah, that guy was a dick. Stupid Dick Street performer should push him off the pier.
Little Wilhelm for you. Yeah.
Pete Wilhelm. Back
I've been like, get out of here, Juilliard.
Yeah.
This is Santa Monica Pier. Someone peed where you're standing.
I know, you ain't no Michael Jackson.
Shut up and take my money.
Okay.
Oh,
So
that was good.
then we kind of fall into the end credits where it's a montage of the Dragon Warriors 4, also known as the what do you call it? The unpayables, the ones we can't afford today.
Exactly. So it's just their characters, not their actual voices, except for Seth Rogen. That was it.
Yeah, training the fox how to be the new Dragon Warrior.
And I feel like Seth Rogen I'm pretty sure they just cut his voice up from the previous movies and were like, we can use this.
Yeah, he voiced it when he did Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. Just him. By the way, when I saw Chippendale's Rescue Rangers the other day, because we did see it just the other day, right?
Yeah.
I had forgotten who he was, the grasshopper. I thought he was a grasshopper in A Bug's Life, but it was Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, no, I know. That's why I was so confused. I couldn't recall. I was like, which movie is he mistaking this one for? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, these bug movies. At least it wasn't ants.
Yes. Was that Woody Allen?
What? Woody Allen and Sylvester Stallone together.
That was weird. And you remember...
It was so weird. That was their answer to Bug's Life.
You remember Jerry Seinfeld had one? Do you remember what he was?
Oh, B-movie. That movie is great.
Yeah.
I love that movie. It's like an episode of Seinfeld.
What's the deal with bees?
He's like, I don't know.
I didn't have the fortitude to wait to see if there was a post credit sequence, but I don't.
I didn't either. I was like, I saw the lights come on, and I'm just like, you know what? It has to be over. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I can go home and sleep now.
And by the way, I'm sick of post credit sequences. I'm sick of having to Google movies to see if they have a post credit sequence.
I'm too old for this, man. I want to pay. Look, I'm paying for the previews of this movie, and I'm paying for the movie. I don't want to stay for the credits. Like, there's no reason.
Also, if it's a 3-hour movie and there's a post credit sequence, like AMC movie theater, feel free to fast forward to the post credit sequence. Because if the movie studio wants you to memorize every single name in the credits, like have something playing.
They'll do it at the beginning.
Yeah,
or do it at the beginning,
or have something playing during the whole credits, right?
Yeah.
If it's not, just
like they would do in the Toy Story blooper reel. It was great.
Yeah, because they're not real.
They'd be playing bloopers while the credits were rolling.
But
that I'm okay with.
I'm hoping the Kung Fu Panda didn't, because I didn't see it. But I think we have covered this Kung Fu Panda Kung Fu verse movie relatively.
It has been Kung Food.
Kung Fu. I'm going to give it a B. Kung Fu Panda 4 is a fun installment in the series. I laughed out loud a few times, and I appreciate the characters and settings. I hope by the time the 5th installment rolls around, much of the star power, stakes, and subversiveness from the earlier entries returns.
You know what? I'm going to up it a little bit. I'm going to give this one a B+. And the only reason was because I felt like I was watching bits and pieces of the first one, which when I watched it the first time, I was blown away by the fact that this was a non-Disney movie. I'm still blown away that this is a non-Disney movie because it is entertaining. It's fun for the whole family. The adults are all going to laugh. But the thing is, all of those moments where I was laughing, I could not recall any one of them except for the one that was in the trailer. That being said, I recommend it. By yourself or with your family. It's fun.
You know what, though? The jokes that were in the trailer were not the ones I laughed at. I could tell you that much. So that means means they didn't need to hold punches, you know? So I commend them for that. Jack Black is still pretty funny. He hasn't really lost a step. And now that I think about it, he was also King Koopa. So I guess Jack Black is King Koopa, just like, oh, by the way.
They're riding that wave, man.
By the way, speaking of alternate versions of these character sounds, can't wait to see Garfield. Chris Pratt's Garfield.
Oh, yeah.
Did you see the trailer for Garfield?
I'm actually excited to see Garfield. That looks funny.
Okay, so yeah, depending on when this comes out. Garfield. Hey, man, Chris Pratt as Garfield. Why not? He actually is a kitten in the beginning. Oh, but anyway.
God, love cats.
Yeah, that has been our hot take for Kung Fu Panda. Remember to like, share, subscribe, check us out on Twitter, Facebook, wherever the things are happening. We are around. I'm your host, Marc Rubalcaba, joined once again by Mr. Abel Pineda on Clubhouse Movies Podcast. We'll catch you next time.
Good douche.
Yes, good douche.